Atheists and atheists. There are two types of atheists, those who do not believe that God exists, and those who firmly believe that God does not exist. The former are reluctant to believe in that which they have no experience of. The latter do not admit that there could be anything beyond their own experience. The difference is the same as that between skepticism and the presumption of omniscience. Above the distinction between atheists and believers lies the difference, pointed out by Henri Bergson, between open souls and closed souls. I will explain it in my own way. Since everything we know is circumscribed and limited, we live within a dome of uncertain knowledge surrounded by mystery on all sides. This is not a provisional situation. It is the very structure of reality, the basic law of our existence. But mystery is not a homogeneous mass. Without being able to decipher it, we know in advance that it extends in two opposite directions. On one side, the supreme explanation, the first origin and ultimate reason for all things, on the other, the abyssal darkness of meaninglessness, non-being, absurdity. There is the mystery of light and the mystery of darkness. Both are inaccessible to us. The twilight sphere in which we live hovers between the two oceans of absolute clarity and absolute darkness. The age-old symbolism of heavenly and infernal states marks the position of the human being at the center of the universal enigma. This situation, our situation, is one of permanent discomfort. It demands from us an active, difficult, and problematic adaptation. Hence the options of the soul, openness to the infinite, the unexpected, the heterogeneous, or self-hypnotic closure in the confinement of the known, denying the beyond or proclaiming with dogmatic faith its homogeneity with the known. The former gives rise to spiritual experiences from which myths, religion, and philosophy were born. The latter leads to the prohibition of asking, as Eric Voegelin called it, the repulsion of transcendence, the proclamation of the omnipotence of socially standardized methods of knowing and explaining. Religion is an expression of openness, but it is not the only one. The mere sincere admission that something may exist beyond usual experience is enough to keep the soul alert and alive. It is possible to be an atheist and be open to the spirit. But the militant, doctrinaire, and uncompromising atheist chooses the outright refusal of mystery, delighting in hatred towards the spirit, in the desire to close the door on the unknown to better control the known world. Dostoevsky and Nietzsche saw clearly that, with transcendence abolished, all that remained was the will to power. He who prohibits looking upwards makes himself the insurmountable apex of the universe. It is a tragic irony that so many nominal advocates of freedom seek to achieve it through anti-religious militancy. Religions may have occasionally become violent and oppressive, but anti-religion is totalitarian and inherently murderous. It is no coincidence that the French Revolution killed 10 times more people in 1 year than the Spanish Inquisition did in 4 centuries. Genocide is the natural state of enlightened modernity. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. This text was taken from the article Atheists and Atheists, written by philosopher Olavo de Carvalho in 2007.